better lighting. Plus, I put the overhead light on today.
Yeah.
So
Does
that
that
way,
help?
I mean, it helps with overall lighting, right?
Yeah.
But do I necessarily need it? I mean, I don't know. I maybe not. I can check real quick. It'll just be darker in here.
True.
Yeah, I mean, either way,
Yeah.
it's fine, especially since because this light here for me is I think that one's good enough for now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily need a whole lot more than that light. All right. I yawned first. Bedtime for me.
True. I didn't beat you to it this time.
Yeah.
But now that you mentioned it, now it's gonna kick it off for me.
What's up?
You with the link.
Oh, oh yeah, it's for your Easter special
Okay.
that you got going on at Showgirls.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
You're popping eggs out of your egg your egg hiding trick.
Popping eggs out of my fallopian tubes.
Oh boy, not those kind of eggs.
Oh, I didn't know what you meant.
Easter.
Yeah,
You
I
know what?
know.
Oh my goodness, so much explaining I have to do with this one. It's rough. So we've got kind of a few things to go through. Um, Black Mirror season 7 episode 2, which I thought I'd finished, but I accidentally skipped.
You skipped it, yeah.
Went back, watched it immediately. Um, Will Smith. We're doing the 5th track because the 3rd track was actually a
It's like an interlude.
yeah. So Will Smith. It's called Bulletproof. Let me see if it's even
Okay.
should be on YouTube. I'd imagine everything else is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay, go over that and then wrap it up with a track that I like because again, I think this Will Smith thing week after week or however often we're gonna do it. It doesn't leave me feeling happy at the end. I'm just like, all right, I want to review things because I want one more exposure to things because I'm very close minded with new art, especially with music, and I already have a hard time opening up and listening to new music as it is. And then two, I used to like him back in the day. Like I used to actually appreciate and enjoy his music. And again, like I talked about, I like his acting, but this album is not doing it for me where I can
Yeah.
be like, oh, okay, cool. I'm excited to watch the next one or listen to the next one. So instead, I want to end it with something that I will at least be happy with. I don't know if you will, but who cares what you think? No,
It's
I'm just
gonna be the Mars
kidding.
Volta.
Ooh, that'd be cool. They do have a lot of new stuff right now as well. I will say I'm probably gonna just listen to that on my own
Yeah.
because I mean we could go through that probably pretty fast as you noticed the other day when I had it on.
The songs were quick.
They're pretty quick tracks. Um, but if we're gonna listen to the Mars Volta, I'd rather listen to again kind of like I mean we could listen to the new stuff. It's not nothing bad. I just don't know. I guess we'd have to start from the top. Just go. We probably have to do like an album of it because
Gotcha.
the tracks are so fast. There's a lot of like tracks that are less than 2 minutes
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But let's get to the picker wheel that I have so we can talk about something else real quick before we get in. The picker wheel is the only reason I'm sticking with it is because it saved my progress from last time. It has all the same wording and things like that on there.
You can't change the colors and make it
I
look
just
better.
tried and I don't think I can. It's so ugly. But that's not the purpose of this picker wheel. The purpose is just because it'll help us talk about something else.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this
Okay.
ad down here that you can't get rid of, even though I just clicked on it like 2 seconds ago.
All I see is the link that says strips on the weekends, so I didn't even see what the ad says.
Mm. That's
Mm.
only supposed to go. There you go. I was gonna say that's supposed to go away after a few seconds. And then another ad popped up. I'm getting through the viruses on my computer. Oh.
Dire Wolf.
Higher wolf.
So what does this mean?
Well, if you look it up, um, they have cloned or so a dire wolf. The last time the dire wolf existed was oops, dire wolf. Um, yeah,
Oh.
the dire wolf has been extinct, and so it has been extinct for over not a single one has been seen in over 10,000 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but they just cloned some, and so now there's several puppies that are in existence. By puppies, I mean I think they're less than a year now. Um,
Oh.
but the thing is, like, one, why do we need to be bringing these back? Two, they're huge, right? Like, they're I think the size of them was something like 70. It looks like you're sleeping. You froze with your eyes closed.
Oh, really?
You they're somewhere between 75 to 150 pounds
Oh,
when
wow.
a regular wolf is like 50 to 150 or something like that. So they're already just going to be a larger animal as it is.
Mhm.
But why do we need to bring back wolves? Like, well, so they're
Uh,
trying to bring back a mammoth and all these other things. It's kind of it's wild.
yeah, I don't know what the reason is because these species have gone extinct for a reason. So, I mean, the little direwolf pups are adorable. I'm looking at a photo of them right now. They're very, very cute. And it
Yeah,
reminds me of Game of Thrones.
doesn't mean they
Um,
should be around though.
right.
Yeah, I mean
They're
it's
just trying to do, yeah, like a live version of Game of Thrones. So they're like, let's
this
bring
is
back the direwolf.
this is a dire wolf right there.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
That
I don't
guy.
know much about it or why they, the thing to me that's weird is just always that we're trying to bring back things from thousands of years ago, further than that, when we don't even know everything about this planet already. I speak to that so many times, which is like we can't even tell you what's going on this planet
Yeah.
currently. We are finding new species of fish all the time. Um, there's these supposed fake astronaut things going on. There's so much other stuff like Bezos is sending rockets into space, Musk is sending rockets into space, and they're trying to get out of here when we don't even know what here holds. They're
Yeah.
finding new things under the pyramids, as we talked about, and yet they're like, let's spend all of our time and money. We have diseases that we can't cure, but instead they want to bring back old wolves. And they're cute. They're very cute.
They're cute.
But what's the function?
I don't know. Just to be cute and say, hey, we did this.
If you saw one at the adoption from your work the other day, would you get one?
No.
No. Would you get
They're
this or would you get the would they have not
no, they
Goldens?
had German Shepherd puppies.
Yeah, those.
I would love a German Shepherd, but we need a house with a yard.
That wasn't the question. It's which one would you get?
Oh, between the two?
Mhm.
Well, I would get a German Shepherd.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
not.
less likely to eat you.
Yeah.
These are still wolves. These are
Yeah.
like the not domesticated. There's a reason why for thousands of years humans forced a wolf to turn into like to a pug. What we have now is
Yeah.
like these things turned into these things. You know? It's because these
Oh.
things just weren't cutting it as our companion, and then these things they they hang out with us. These are a little bit more user friendly, so to
Yeah.
speak. Well, kind of. They've got a
Less
lot of health
deadly.
issues, less likely to eat your face. And
Still not a 0% chance, but a significantly
it'd
smaller.
be really tough for them. They would
Yeah,
probably they'd probably lose their breath before they could do that.
that's true. You're
Yeah.
not wrong about that.
Yeah. Oh, poor pugs. They're so
Mm,
ugly.
they're so cute.
uh alrighty. Black Mirror, the episode that I missed. What was it called again?
It's like Bete Noir. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Season 7, episode 2. Yeah. Also don't know how to pronounce it. But I guess what's a quick summary of it that we could think of?
And we are giving spoilers.
Yeah. I put that in the title too. There will be spoilers
Right.
on this episode. I don't know the timestamp yet, so if you don't like it, skip ahead like
Yeah.
10 minutes or till you see the Will Smith symbol pop up because that means we're listening to great music, good jams. So you got these two characters. I already forget their names because, well, the main girl that starts off as the good character,
Maria.
Maria. Okay, and then Verity, is that the other one?
Verity.
Okay, so
Mhm.
Maria works at this place that makes sounds like specialty chocolates or foods,
Yeah.
and runs into someone from high school who shows up at one of the tastings, and then hilarity ensues. No, and then weirdness starts to happen.
Mhm.
It almost is the Mandela effect, where things that you think were real were actually just slightly off,
Yep.
and there's no explaining it until chaos actually ensues, not hilarity. So
Yeah. It
interesting premise for sure.
yeah, it goes from that Mandela effect, like, oh, is she just misremembering things, to like, no, this is straight up gaslighting.
No, it wasn't gaslighting. No,
But that's exactly what gaslighting is when
no,
you're
no. So gaslighting. Go ahead, mansplain to me what gaslighting is, because I'll tell you why this is not gaslighting.
okay. So gaslighting is when you are denying um like someone's reality and making them feel like crazy.
Okay, so the reason this is in gaslighting is because this is actually happening. So gaslighting is something where you're making someone believe that it happened, right? Like if I told you, "Oh, I just took out the trash right now," and you're like, "No, I didn't. I took out the trash." I'm like, "No, I took out the trash," and I'm trying to make you believe something that didn't actually happen.
I
Isn't
see
that
what
what
you're saying.
gaslighting is? But this is that one person actually has the ability to change dimensions.
Yeah, like
The
she's
reality, yeah,
altering reality. Yeah.
yeah. So that's why. So if you think that that's what gaslighting is, that someone is over here altering realities on you, you should probably go to the doctor and get checked out. You should probably talk to a professional if you think that people are changing universes and dimensions and linear time on you. Because
No,
then I
I
think that
don't
you
think that that's
have, I
happening.
think then you have a different issue. Um, yeah, and we should probably get you checked out. Because that's what ends up happening, is that the is Verity, is that her name, Verity?
Yeah.
You don't like my
No.
Verity ends up becoming, so the reason why Verity doesn't show up to begin with is because we learned that um she has the ability to change timelines where whatever she wants to be the truth, she just like essentially teleports or brings that reality to around them, the two of them. So that way it is real. Like if I said right now, "Oh yeah, nice blue shirt you have on," or Dallas Cowboy shirt, and then I rub this little pendant that sent a signal over to the servers, then boom, all of a sudden, for some reason that would be on there. You'd be wearing that, and that's just how
Yeah.
reality has always been. And everyone in the chat or whoever watches the video, they would actually remember it that way as well.
Yeah.
It's not like it's just happening right now and everyone's like, "What the fuck just happened?" It's like it's always been that way, which
Mhm.
is pretty crazy. So yeah, it makes you think it's the Mandela effect, but truly, it's an alteration of a timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so this, and I think I said it while we were watching it, or while I was watching it earlier. It reminded me of like Carrie a little bit. It's like
Mhm.
modern day Carrie, because it's like this girl who was bullied in high school. People made fun of her. She was like a really smart like computer nerd. People made up rumors about her and a teacher. Um
You can go
and
into that a little bit more. Like, so why was she mad? So you've got, was it Maria,
mhm.
the one that's the employee that works at this chocolate place or this fine establishment of unique foods,
Yep.
and you got Verity, who is showing up. And if you watch it back like I did, because I watched it twice, right? Um, you can see the entire episode, even when they're meeting in the bathroom, like, "Oh, I'm applying for the position." She's like, "There is no position."
Right.
She rubs it, she's like, "Oh, there is." And you can see she's
Oh.
changing reality as the episode goes on. And so, since I did watch it twice, once without you and then once with you, I was able to recognize all that she was
Yeah.
changing so much more.
Yeah.
Um,
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So that was really neat because um man, I'm saying I'm a lot. But yeah, there was just a lot more going on than I think you could see at first glance because you're trying to figure it all out, you're trying to piece it together.
Right.
But
You know
Verity
what?
was like very intentional.
Now that I'm thinking about it, so when Verity shows up for this chocolate tasting, it's like a case study or whatever you call it.
Here's Verity, not Louisa, by the
There
way.
she, there she is. Um, so Maria developed this new flavor of chocolate that's got like a miso jam in it, which sounds absolutely disgusting, first of
Yep.
all.
Yep.
And everybody's trying a piece of this chocolate and they're like, this is rank, this is disgusting.
Mhm.
And then Verity tries it and she takes a second piece and she's like, "Oh, actually it grows on you." And then everybody else takes another piece and they're like, "Oh, it's actually really good." So she probably changed that as well. And
What sh
now I'm
Yeah.
thinking of like, all these other things that she probably did change in real time that I just didn't notice because I didn't know the plot until later.
Yep. So if you watch that scene again, you would see exactly that. So she takes a bite, and when she's talking about it, she starts rubbing her necklace. It
Mhm.
makes it just look like it's a nervous habit. But what she's doing is she's rubbing her necklace and she says, "You should try it again. It's 10 times better." And
Mm.
then people try it again and then they like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how she gets her foot in the door. Then more stuff starts to happen, right? Like she is supposed to the email about the the seaweed
Yeah.
ingredient
The
that's supposed to be
gelatin.
for the gelatin for the boss, but she changes that obviously. Like we don't see proof of it, but we know now, like
Yeah.
looking back. This scene right here, this is a pivotal scene too, because this is right where we're starting to figure out, like right before we figure out that the way she does this is through her little pendant slash other means.
Mhm.
Because this is the scene where her and Maria actually finally get into it. And Maria, is this before or after Maria talks to her friend's husband?
Oh, I think this is after.
After? Okay. So what
Yeah.
ends up happening is Maria, let's see if I can find a picture of Maria so that way if anybody is like, "You're not showing Maria. I love her." I don't know who would say that.
I got some big fans of Maria in the chat.
I'm Maria's biggest fan. Howdy how. Here we go. Another website with tons of ads. Look at all these e-bikes. Man, I
Wow.
should buy an e-bike. So this is Maria. She's the main character who's supposed to be the good person.
Yeah.
So Maria, I don't know how. Oh, she was in a text thread with a friend that she hadn't spoke to in like 4 years, right?
Right.
Don't know. Do you remember why she reached out to them?
Because she sent or she started typing out a draft text that said, "Hey, you just randomly popped into my mind. You'll never guess who I ran into." And then she deleted that part
Yep.
and then ended up saying, "We should reconnect or we should catch up soon. It would be great to talk to you," or something like that.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So she wanted to talk about the fact that she saw Verity.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. So then she finds out that that friend died, and not only did they die, but they took their own life. Right.
Mhm.
And she tried to call the husband, figure out if Verity essentially was connected somehow.
Yeah.
Did she run into somebody from school? Blah blah blah. And that husband wasn't having it. Don't know why. Maybe the husband truly didn't know, but I feel like I hear about things that happen in your life. If I ran into someone, you might vaguely know, like, oh yeah, like let's say I died, and the whole week leading up to that, I was like, man, this guy from school or
Yeah.
whatever, it just keeps harassing me, and I can't get him off my case.
Yeah.
You might bring that up to someone.
Totally.
That might be a person of interest.
Yeah.
The hard part is it wouldn't even matter because in this case, Verity could just change that and be like, nope, you
Yeah,
never saw me,
exactly.
things like that. So it's
So
different.
that's actually possible. Like she might have done that,
Hmm.
you know?
I think she had to have.
Yeah.
She had to have. Because the husband has no idea, says stop
Yeah, and he's
calling,
like,
blah blah.
"Who?" Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So that's the only way I can think about it. But in the scene that we just showed where Verity's holding the almond milk, she's drinking Luis's milk. Luis has been complaining about somebody drinking her milk a lot. And there's a scene. So actually, I want to see if I can pull a picture of that up. So how do you spell Verity? Verity
Verity.
drinking
Drinking Milk.
Louisa milk. Louisa milk, not Louisa's milk.
You might get some interesting search results there.
Yeah, baby. I don't know if we're allowed to show these sites.
Oh God.
No, I'm just kidding. Gosh, everything just leads to Reddit pages. We'll just go back to
Yeah,
this one. But what ends up happening, obviously, and you saw because you were there,
I was
she's
there.
drinking this milk right in front of Maria as almost like I'm going to prove to you that I don't give a shit and
Mm-hmm.
that I'm going to win every conversation because she's already getting Maria in trouble at work.
Yeah.
No one's believing Maria, so on and so forth. She drinks this right in front of her. And what does this say down here? I'm like, drinks the whole milk carton, living up to her a nickname, the milkmaid. How interesting.
That is interesting. I didn't put two and two together
I
there.
also didn't. Brandon says, keep my wife's name out your mouth. Okay. I
Okay.
didn't know your wife's name was Verity or Maria. So drinking this in front of Maria, like, don't give a shit. No one's gonna believe you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where we find out that she's actually changing the reality. You look
Yeah.
stoned. You're like,
I look stoned.
yeah, you're like this.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'm
I'll try
so
to
high.
keep my eyes wider open.
I am so boring to you.
No, you're not.
Um, so she drinks the milk. Then they go and check the security footage, and what happens?
And it looks like Maria's the one drinking the
No, no, no,
milk.
no, no. Do it again.
What?
It looks like it's Maria. It
Well, it is
literally is
Maria.
Maria.
Maria like
It
grabs the
literally is
milk
Maria.
carton out of her hand and starts chugging the milk. So, yeah, Verity changed it so that Maria was the one who drank the milk.
Even though Maria has a nut allergy, which then she deleted nut allergies from the existence of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Maria's like, I have a nut allergy. And her boss and everyone else in the room is like, what's a nut allergy? They're like, what is that?
Yeah.
They just have no idea what she's talking about. And then that's when Maria ends up losing her job. Um,
Following Verity home.
yep. She follows Verity home. You see Verity walk into this very beautiful looking home. And as soon as Maria makes her way inside, there's all this like technology set up, lots of computers, lots of like high tech looking something or other. And so Maria goes up to Verity's room. Verity gets in the shower. Maria's poking around in Verity's bedroom and then finds this pendant that Verity's been wearing. Um, then, of course, Verity is getting out of the shower, so she needs to hide somewhere. She goes and hides under the bed. Verity hears her because she makes a little noise and she's like, come out. Like, she knows that she's there. And then that's when they get into an altercation in person.
Yep. And then Verity confirms that the pendant is just a remote. It's not actually
Yeah,
what's changing reality. In the first floor, there's like tons of like a whole server room that whatever computer system she built, I forgot what she called it, but
I don't
essentially
remember.
that's where she explains that it changes realities and timelines, things of that nature. And that's what's actually doing it. This is just the remote for that.
Yeah,
So then you're like, okay, well, since Maria can't fix it, she's fucked. So they start fighting. Verity uses the pendant, like gets the pendant after a scuffle, has the police show up with guns, pointing
hmm
right at Maria, gonna arrest her. And this is where it switches because I was like, okay, I was on the same page as you. You said, well, Black Mirror isn't known to have happy endings.
right.
And I was like, okay. So at this point, in my mind, there's two armed police officers. She's bleeding out of her face. And there's essentially no way that she can get out of this
No.
in a happy situation. She's going to go to jail or she's going to die.
Yeah,
Um, or Verity, who still has the pendant, is going to do something if she even attempts something.
right.
So I'm like, well, the way this is going to end is that she's going to get arrested and Verity's going to live happily ever after or whatever. Or maybe the girl's going to kill herself in jail or something like that. That was my thought process.
That's what I was thinking too.
Uh-oh, you're yawning again.
I know I was trying to hold it in.
Nope. All right. So then what ended up happening?
So I don't know how she did it, but Maria ended up grabbing one of the police officer's guns, right?
Yeah. Well, the police officer was right behind her. So when they were trying to take her, I'm sure she just turned around, grabbed the
Yeah.
gun, and turned and shot Verdi right in the eyeball.
Yeah, she shot. So then Verity's dead. Um, and then so she uses Verity's fingerprint because Verity basically said, you know, you can't use this pendant
Hmm.
because it's got, you know, fingerprint technology. So Maria grabs Verity's finger, puts it on the pendant, and says, "This works for me now."
Yep.
So she's changed that reality. So now Maria can now use the pendant as like her own personal remote. So she gets herself out of the situation by saying to the cops, "You work for me," and then she starts taking it a step further, and she says, "You worship me," and so now these cops are like bowing down to her. And so one of the things that we learn in this scene with Verity and Maria is that before Verity came back to get her revenge on these girls who bullied her in high school, she created this technology and she basically did everything that she could. She became empress of the universe.
Yep.
They showed her on the cover of Vogue magazine. They showed her as an astronaut. So she has basically done, you know, whatever she wanted to do in any reality, but it kept leading her back to, I just need to get my revenge on these people who were mean to me. um so now Verity's dead, Maria's got the pendant, and the last thing that she says is, I'm empress of the universe. And so
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it cuts to, you know, her in front of a huge crowd in this other world, um, and people are just worshiping her.
Yeah. Very, very different ending than I thought, for
Yeah,
sure.
I was not expecting it. I I was kind of disappointed that it went that direction.
So I can understand that. I That's not the way that I wanted it to end. I wanted some sort of resolution between. I mean, she already killed Verity. I wanted some other sort of like. I guess I wanted more of a realistic ending where,
Yeah.
I think about it. I keep thinking about it because we're going to talk about it, obviously. But man, you could have like, and this is just like I guess more realistic.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying to hold it
You're
in.
not holding it in. You're yawning and looking like a dork,
I
like a
know.
pure dork. Um, yeah, this is the difference between waking up at 4 a.m. every day and waking up at like whenever, and then
Yeah.
napping for 3 hours in the middle of the day. Well, you also took 2 naps today. So what I was thinking was more realistic, right? Like you're gonna probably want self-sustaining servers. You also like why couldn't you be like, hey, maybe these servers can fit in a small box and they're forever secure, like all these tiny little things that I would have just been, hey, make this server room 100% like invincible. Like it's never, first of all, it's never gonna need maintenance. I'm not gonna have to do anything with it. It's
Yeah.
always gonna work for me. Like there's so many things I would have done first
Yeah.
besides being empress or
I
emperor of the
know.
world, of the universe.
Mhm.
But what I think it says, and the reason I do like the ending, although it's not the route I would have wanted, because I would have wanted something like more again realistic, is the fact that this whole time you're on Maria's side because you're like, this poor woman is getting just like shafted left and right, and she does in some way deserve some sort of like up and comings for being a dick. But I mean, a lot of us have been assholes in the past, especially in high school.
Yeah, people are just
um
mean to each other in high school.
right. So you're kind of like, okay, well, it's long gone. She spread a rumor, like it's kind of over the top for what Verity's doing.
Yeah.
But what I was thinking was, it just shows Maria's still a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Because at the end, she still wants everything to be about her.
Exactly. Yeah.
And even her boyfriend said something, I think, that was like, "Oh, you just want someone to suck your dick." I
Yeah,
forget what the argument was, but
he did say that.
yeah, so it shows that she is still not a good, like, we're rooting for this person who now just shows their true colors at the
Mhm.
end, and I'm like, "Oh, that's why I like it, is because it still shows Maria's a fucking asshole."
Yeah, nothing has really changed. The second that she has all that power in her hands, she's like, let me do the most self absorbed thing that I can possibly do with this power.
Yep, as opposed to
Yeah.
anything good.
Yeah.
Yep. Like writing her whole life, just going back to how it was, but without Verity as a crazy person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would have been like, "Oh, I don't know who Verity is. This is my house." Like, I would have been, "This is my
Yeah.
house. She broke in. I don't know what's going on."
Yeah.
And then now you would have a house. Be a little
Yeah.
weird to live in the house that you just killed someone.
True.
Um, but I was thinking like that's how she was gonna get out of it. Like, oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was that. But instead, she went straight from 0 to like a million of like, I'm
Yeah.
ruler of the universe. I'm like, so you're a fucking crazy person.
Right. Because that's
Yeah.
like the most extreme,
Yeah.
just wild thing that you could do. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's why, even though it wasn't the ending I would have liked, I like it better than I liked it. I think
Yeah.
the episode was actually pretty good.
I see what you're saying. I did like the episode overall. So if you were to rate it out of 5 stars,
Gosh, that sucks because I don't even know what I rated the last one.
I don't know either.
I
I
have
don't
to keep
remember.
pulling up Google Sheets, and I didn't even put the last one on there. Out of 5, is that how we're rating them?
Yeah,
It's tough because I really liked the first episode.
I did too.
I don't know. I like this one for how weird and strange it is, and for um how it's a lot real quick, just dark, right to the point. Like it's more aggressive in that way. It's a little bit more creepy and scary.
Hmm.
I'd go like 4.25 or 4.5 somewhere. Yeah, like
Nice. Yeah,
yeah,
that's good. I would give it a 4 out of 5. I really did like the first episode
yeah. First
a
episode
lot.
was great for
Yeah.
sure. Um, very different pacing on the first one, right? A little bit more slow
Hmm.
because it's a little bit more of a sad story
Yeah.
versus like where you have a family that's like struggling to keep them afloat because they truly just love each other, but yet they're getting screwed over by a system or like a company, versus this one, which is like true just revenge story
Yeah.
with different twists and stuff of that nature.
Yeah.
All right, so we're doing, so yeah, 4.25. I'll go 4.25.
I like it.
All right, so Bulletproof by Will Smith. I think this is another shorter track from what I saw.
Good.
Um 2 minutes 56 seconds.
That's great.
That is wonderful. Oops, there we go. We'll do it this way. Again, let me know as always if it is too loud. If you want louder because you love it. Um
Crank it up.
crank it up. Anything else that you want to say before we jump over to Big Willie style?
No, not about Black Mirror, but
Yeah.
I'm excited to because I've only seen the first 3 episodes of this season, so I'm excited to.
Wait, did you finish it? Oh, that's right. You watched it
I
earlier when I
did.
passed out, huh?
Yeah, I did. I finished that one, so I'm excited to keep
Ooh.
talking about them and watching the rest of the season.
Dang, now I want to ask you questions about that one.
I know before it gets too far gone, we should discuss it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we've got time. I mean, I know you're tired. I've got all night and a lot of time tomorrow and the next day.
True.
I mean, what are we doing tomorrow? We've got a full house, so probably not then.
Yeah.
Sunday, are you doing anything?
I don't think I have anything going on. I don't
Maybe we
think.
could do another one Sunday.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That way, before you start your work week again and
Yeah,
get even more tired.
exactly.
Cool. All
All
right.
right.
So this is the next track on the list. Bulletproof. I don't know who Jack Ross is. There you are. You're already bored of it.
I just had to get my I had to get the pre-song yawn out.
Okay.
I don't know Jack Ross either.
Let me know if you need the volume up or down.
Okay.
Holy fuck.
That was very loud.
Down.
Makes up my alarm clock.
I'm gonna be here all night doing this. We're not gonna
I know you will.
stop. We're not gonna get through the song.
I know.
This is how you sounded earlier when you thought I had a diaper in my hand. And you thought I was putting a diaper in your face even though my
Yeah.
hand was completely empty.
That was what I sounded like.
Yeah. This is what you sound like when I put a finger in your butt.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's get on with it.
Oh, I forgot we're reviewing a song.
I've been a desperado, now y'all know what I know. When I say I'ma do it, no, it's not hollow. January to Christmas, I'll be standing on business. #1 on the hit list, get you on Joker's hit list.
Woo, he says standing on business. Look at him. He's good with the new lingo and everything that the children these days are saying.
He's standing on business.
Also, what does this say right here? Season 1? I don't know what RITW is, but if season 1 means that he's doing multiple albums, I am not happy about this.
I need to look up what is RITW.
You know what RITW stands for?
I can't find anything on this. Ripples in the water.
I've been a desperado, now y'all know what I know. When I say I'ma do it, no, it's not hollow. January to Christmas, I'll be standing on business. #1 on the hit list, get you on Joker's hit list. When I shoot, I never miss, it's like high noon. Raining truth on these fools like a monsoon. When I walk into a room, it's like a typhoon. Real clear when I show up, really who's who.
What's up?
Did he say when I walk into a room, it's like a taco?
He said typhoon and monsoon. Well, okay, we'll go back a little bit.
On these fools like a monsoon. When I walk into a room, it's like a typhoon.
I thought that said taco. Oh, your audio is a little different than mine.
Yeah.
Typhoon.
Okay,
Not tycoon.
great. It sounded like taco.
Yeah. No, typhoon. He was on it's talking about weather.
I understand.
A little bit he's a weather junkie, I guess, We all can be it sometimes.
Real clear when I show up, really who's who. In your favorite car, 700 horses. A Lone Ranger, born with my...
Speaking of horses, do you know how many horsepower does one horse have? Like one animal horse.
Oh, I actually used to know this, but I don't know.
Something like it's like 15. One horse has 15 horsepower.
Interesting.
I don't understand how that makes sense.
That
How is that a measurement?
That doesn't actually make sense.
No.
Okay.
What else does that? So horsepower.
Right.
But you're a horse and you have the power of 15 horsepower.
But yeah. That's actually extremely confusing.
Yeah. It's the dumbest thing.
Because you're just a horse.
Yeah.
Black Air Forces, better we join forces. You got a knife, there's a gunfight, choices. I feel like I'm an outlaw. I feel like I'm without flaws. Bounty on my head, y'all better send your hardest. Cause I dance in hell and high waters.
I got the keys to heaven, but I run them things in hell.
Here we go about heaven again.
Well, I give my life for something, but my soul just ain't for sale. I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof. Ah!
Okay. Just off the bat, a minute in, this is my favorite one so far. I really like the beat.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Will's rap is a little bit goofy, and he said something about how he doesn't have any flaws. That's obviously the best part of it.
That's my favorite part.
Mm-hmm. But I do actually, this has been my favorite so far. The religious imagery is weird though. And it keeps coming up.
I agree. So far, I actually don't mind the first verse as much as all the previous songs. It's much better. The chorus, is that Jack Ross I'm guessing?
So, yeah.
Or Jacques Ross or whatever the fuck he wants. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't know why. I don't like his voice. Maybe that's why. His voice is kind of annoying. No, I love that part.
Okay.
That's my favorite part. That's my favorite. I'm gonna play that every day. I need to clip that. Just this.
I know.
I like that. No, but something about the chorus I'm just not a fan of. Everything else so far, the Will Smith stuff, I think it's way better than the rest of the album so far.
It is.
No, there was one track though. I think it was the first track where I said I really like the beat, but I hated the lyrics.
Right.
But this one actually, the beat and the lyrics are great so far. Great comparatively
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
album.
No, totally. I don't have issue with what he's talking about, except the line about I have no flaws. I'm like, I can think of a few. And now he's talking about heaven and hell again, but whatever. The rest has been fine.
I didn't hear that part. I'd have to go back and I'm not saying I don't believe you. I guess I was too busy thinking about
Right.
yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Back to we were at 104. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yo, settle down, a preacher's about to preach. Got long arms, ain't nothing I can't reach. Been through it all, now I'm ready to teach. When to check a joker, when to stay in your seat. Yo, it's hard being a gunslinger.
He's mentioned multiple times about shooting and not missing and now gunslinger. I don't understand what that's about. I don't think that he's known for like being this tough Philly. Like when you have like Meek Mill and BL's calling in with a question. When you have Meek Mill and Drake who were getting into it, there was a bit more there, right? You were like, oh, yeah, Meek Mill might be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
There's been shots at his shows and things like that.
Yeah.
So that you believe a little bit more. But Will Smith, no one believes that he's tough at all, I don't think.
That's not his reputation.
No.
No.
Even when he was slapping people that were way smaller than him, that's not a sign of toughness. In fact, it's a sign of weakness.
Yeah.
The toughest thing he's done is play a really tough boxer. And he just played the part of Muhammad Ali, you know?
You don't think he's slinging gats?
I don't think he's slinging gats. Sorry, Bihal. I was in the middle of a thought and I didn't want to let you in at that time and then kind of disrupt that because I'm a selfish human being. If you still want to come in for a few seconds, I can get you in real quick. But after this, we're actually going on like 42 minutes. This is gonna be quite a lengthy one. We still have one more song after this too.
True.
Let me start it back up. A song that I quite enjoy.
Trapped inside a fun singer. 3 decades, I've been a sun bringer. You can sum me up on just one finger. Pick one, anyone, they all apply to.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to rewind that. My brain was on something else.
3 decades, I've been a sun bringer. You can sum me up on just one finger. Pick one, anyone, they all apply to me. Whatever finger you pick, just don't lie to me. Cause if
that's what I was thinking.
Flip and do something fly to me. My body might stay, but you can say goodbye to me. Disloyalty to me is like a robbery. Cause when I love you, it's like you hit the lottery.
Is he dissing Jada?
That's what it sounds like.
Is he dissing his whore wife?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
That's what it sounds like. Sounds like there's some tension there.
I gotta love that word. Right? Who doesn't love the word whore, but pronounced whore? Like
whore.
Frank Reynolds from Always Sunny.
Yeah, exactly.
He pronounces that word the
Your
best.
mother's a whore.
Oh man.
I am invincible. I am the anomaly. Whole world against me, and it ain't even bothering me.
I got the keys to heaven, but I earned them things in hell. Well, I give my life for something, but my soul just ain't for sale. I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof. Hey, I'm bulletproof. Hey.
Who's making his beats these days? Because it's not DJ Jazzy Jeff, right?
I don't know.
Who made the beats on Will Smith's new album? It's weird we still call it an album these days. There's nothing physical about these. Jazzy Jeff, Omar Obenga, Rambert, and other producers. Oh, so it's just a bunch of people.
Okay.
That's cool. Is that what BL said? I don't know what you mean by Roxy.
I don't know what that means.
What's Roxy?
Empathy.
You should play this at your next rowing.
Okay, yeah.
No, don't do it.
I got the keys to heaven, but I earned them things in hell. Well, I give my life for something, but my soul just ain't for sale. I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof.
I just want it to be over now. You had 2 good verses and the 3 choruses. We're done. I don't understand his choruses because they don't make sense to me with the fact that
You'll be back.
oh, there he is again. He's making himself seem a lot more tough than I think he really is. He's not this bullet whatever. He's not shooting people. He's not doing this or that.
Yeah, he's like really gassing himself up in these songs.
Yeah. Yeah. This may change later because we haven't gone through the entire album.
Yeah.
It'll be a 1.5 from me because the beat gets a little bit. The verses were a little better, although I don't quite understand them at all. I don't understand what the fuck he's talking about. Like, I understand the words. I understand grammar sometimes. I don't understand the context because he thinks so highly of himself. Like you said, he's really like put himself up on this pedestal. And then they lose a lot of points for they're really terrible the choruses that are just overwhelming this song. But again, it's 1.5 because I don't know what's to come. I don't want to rate it a 2 and then something else comes and I'm like, actually that's way better. I'm just gonna give it a little bit more. I'm not in love with the song.
I'm not in love with it by any means, but I would give it a 2.
I wouldn't put this on still intentionally.
Correct. But if it came on,
I would skip it.
I would also skip it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 2s you probably would skip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, overall, we're on an upward trajectory with this album so far.
Yeah, it's trending up. He started with expectations, setting the tone all the way down on the floor.
Yep.
So we're getting slightly better.
Yep. Oh, my mouse is dying.
Uh-oh.
Frank's Pretty Woman. Starting from the bottom. Yes, that's true. What are you up to, bud? You get the house to yourself now? Just chatting with B all over here. Watching Kubo.
What's
nice.
Kubo?
It's like a modern day Cujo. No, I'm just kidding. You never see? Oh, Cujo's also an old one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cujo's about a rabid dog.
Oh, word.
Word. Let me see. Gosh. Okay. So the last, unless you have anything else to say about that song, I think that getting better. Cool. You want to go a little bit deeper? So the song that I was that I'm going to find the right one is actually pretty unique for me because, as I mentioned earlier, I'm already really closed down when it comes to new art, especially new music. So most times when people present me with music, I don't want to listen to it.
Yeah.
Or 2, I'm going into it thinking I'm going to absolutely hate this.
This is true.
And most times I do, or I'm not a fan of it. There have been more, and every time I find out, hey, I actually like this, I think to myself, I'm going to be more open next time someone suggests music. And I'm not. I'm just not.
Yeah.
There's a handful of albums that in high school, my friend Edmund suggested to me, and I absolutely love them to this day. There's been a time when I was living in the middle of nowhere, California, where my friend was like, you have to listen to this band Circa Survive, and he burnt me a CD from them. And I absolutely love like that album holds a special place in my heart, and I love them to this day. Even some of their newer albums, right? Fantastic. And then there's been some times with you when you suggest artists. And how many artists that you've suggested do you think that I actually like?
The only one I can think of off the top of my head is Lil Dicky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know if there are any others.
Funny enough, at the same time that we had met, like Billie Eilish was coming up.
Oh yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely hated that with the Bad Guy song.
Mm-hmm.
My coworkers, these really young, like 19-year-olds, were like bopping around to it and thinking it was all, and I was like, this song sounds like a Halloween song that's gone wrong, and I hated it. Then you told me about her, how much you loved her, and I was like, I don't like it. And the more I listened to her, I actually really, really, really love that album because it is so dark and so weird and so strange and so unique.
It's a great
Um,
album.
so that's one, but we're not listening to Billie Eilish.
Okay.
But yeah,
Bummer.
it does, like you said, it doesn't happen a lot, right?
Yeah.
So let me find. I don't know if I have this one that can be on. Um, whatchamacallit. Okay, so 3 minutes and 47 seconds is the length of the song. I don't know if we have
So it's
a
not Taylor
YouTube one.
Swift.
Why does she have no songs that are 3:47?
It's like 4 minutes or longer with her.
Oh, for all of her music?
No, not for all of it, but for a lot of it.
Official lyric video, but that's only that's yeah, see, that's not the whole video. See, that's the thing is the one that I'm finding on YouTube is about a minute and a half shorter than the actual song.
That's weird.
So we might go to Tidal because I use Tidal. I am a weirdo. Ooh, I wish that I could do lyrics with Tidal. I know on my phone I can.
You can't on the desktop version?
I don't know. You can't hear my music right now, right?
No.
Let's see. Go to track radio credits. No,
Okay.
sure can't. But here, we are going to do an artist that you recommended to me.
Okay.
I listen to this song regularly, more often than most people probably listen to songs because I get stuck on songs. Since this album came out in 2024, I don't know how many times I've listened to this exact song, but it's probably been 100 plus, close to it. I've listened to this song probably 4 or 5 times today when I was walking just to Whole Foods and back. I listen to this song almost every other day, realistically.
It's got to be Lil Dicky.
Oh no, can I not do? I don't know if I can do title.
Oh no.
Oh, select a tab and it won't do title, but I can't do audio. Entire screen. Okay, I think I just have to make it a full screen,
Okay.
which is going to look really weird,
Okay.
but that's fine.
Oh.
Oh yeah, it won't let me share title.
Oh no.
It's
Do
like
I need to find it on Spotify?
no, I will find it. I think there's one over here that's on it's just like a third party person who just put together a lyric album. So look, now you have lyrics, which is
Okay.
great, but it's just not from their I just wanted like the actual Lil Dicky either artwork or videos of him, you know.
Yeah.
So here's the thing about Lil Dicky that I like. Besides the first track. So you showed me Save That Money and immediately I was in. I
Yeah.
was like, this guy's hilarious. His rapping is really good. His videos are really good. His ideas are unique. Not only that,
Philly
even
guy.
even though I'm just barely getting back into it, before I met you and ever since I was younger, like we were talking today about cardigans. We're talking about my grandpa shades, things like that. Like I've always had this like weird, eccentric, in my opinion, even though it's a lot of black most of the time. I wear these grandpa things. I wear things from thrift stores. Like I don't always wear high end designer stuff. Like I love that just cozy grandpa style. And like Lil Dicky embodies a lot of that like weird thrift store vibe, like his tracksuits that are all the same,
Yeah.
his thrift store, his like, you know, wearing things out, just like kind of that weird personality. And he talks about it too. And he talks about his insecurities and anxieties
Yeah.
and all these things. And those things resonate with me. And so that's why for me, like this song is one of my favorite songs. And it before we even get into it, I would probably say 5 out of 5, if not 4.75. You know, just not have everything be too perfect. But yeah, I'm just talking too much. Here it goes.
Okay.
You've heard this song. It's called Honestly.
Yeah. This is such a good one.
And since we're already 20 seconds in, neat thing about this whole album is that he hadn't come out with an album in many years.
Yep.
And this one was oh, okay. Hasn't come out in many years. And this one was an album based off of his TV show, Dave.
Yes.
So this was a song that was in, I believe, was it 4?
I think 4, right?
How many seasons do they have? Whatever his most recent season was,
It's
season
3
4.
or 4, I don't know.
It was a song that he was making as a part of the story. But if you have listened to his older lyrics and his older like freestyle, even though they're definitely written out, his older raps, he brings a lot of those stories back together.
Yeah.
And so he's got stuff, and so he finally puts it into like a full blown track and a full blown album.
Mm-hmm.
And so this for me was a lot of very new, like I love how new this is and unique, but also he brought back some of his lyrics that were part of incomplete stories and songs that he was doing.
Yeah.
So I was like, I love this whole thing.
I gotta be everything I could be. I gotta do this thing. Honestly, why can't I do it all? Honestly, I bet I shock them when I drop. I know they probably think I'm washed. I'm kettle cooking with the chip. It's on my shoulders till we win. I'm getting older by the minute. Yeah, I really had it up to here. They always looking like they're winging it. I've been planning every meal. Got me sipping on this beer. And I don't even fuck with beer.
Already so much better
Mm-hmm.
than everything we heard from Will Smith.
He's just so clever.
Very clever. Like all the writing. Yeah, just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Everything already is just, I love it. And the funny thing is, we got the lyrics up. I don't need the lyrics. I could
know
do
you
this
know
whole.
them all.
Yeah.
No, I need some water and ideas. Yeah, I gotta start to make it clear. I'm kind of peeping all the fallacy. I'm powered by the people doubting me. I had to eat it like a ton of calories, and the analogy is that I'm blowing up, but I've been carrying this weight. So I found a way, and now they weighing in on my art. But I will never let nobody second guess my heart. I'm really sick of all the pageantry, and they don't even have the faculties. Yeah, they trying to teach me what I have to be, but they don't comprehend the packaging. Opening up, fuck my old shit, all of it sucked. Piss on them records, I shit on them records. I thank everybody.
Love that. Love that he's saying that the industry doesn't understand him.
Yeah.
That he's obviously this, white Jewish rapper who's like, I'm seriously here to be the best. But the only thing is, I also want to be, I don't want to be like every other rapper. I want to be unique myself. I want to be goofy. I want to talk about, whatever it is. He wants to talk about hooking up with chicks for a 9-minute song, and they start arguing about pizza and the universe and shit like that. And they don't get it, but he's still going to just do it because that's what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Who saw the potential in me, but I still had to get it inevitably. If I could, I would sit down and conversate with every hater and try to debate them. I know it's subjective, but it's my objective to do it so well that it's not. You can count on me, 1, 2, 3. When you got the vision up in you, why would I give one fuck what they trying to see? How can I make such insensitive shit and be so sensitive? I'm hypocritical, too hypercritical. It can get miserable. I'm up on Twitter and I'm reading into it.
Love this part too. I was thinking about this earlier. Again, I was saying a lot of it resonates. How can I make such insensitive shit and be so sensitive? That's me to a T.
Mm-hmm.
I can a lot of times throw out how much I hate Will Smith, how much I hate this and that, and then I'll put a clip out and people will talk shit about how they don't like our podcast, and I just get pissed. And I'm like, fuck you, you suck. I don't know. It's just like, it makes no sense. It's a losing battle. Don't fight with people online. They don't matter. But yet that's what I'll do. I'm hypercritical of what we do. It's not perfect, but if I'm gonna enjoy doing it, I'm gonna keep fucking doing it.
But then the most pitiful part of the whole thing is I want to tweet that I'm up at the pinnacle. I want to make them remember they didn't know. I want to pound it in their head like Riddick Bowe. I got to tell you some shit that you didn't know, or I can let it go and just forget it. But if I forget it, then I'll never get it. But now it's all starting to feel unforgettable, you little bitch. Yeah, leveled up. Fuck all that being benevolent. I am the best there never was. Remember, there ain't no timelines when you timeless. Ain't no guidelines when you guideless. Sipping my ties, think of top fives, knowing my time isn't timeless. A ticking it. Please don't make me get a TikTok. Got my feet up while they flip-flop. People trying to speak for hip-hop. Got me really about to call the ops out. I think if I did, I'd have an anxiety attack. But maybe they'll feel how real my raps are. Maybe they'll believe me when I say I know I could get it if I want.
Well, what are your thoughts so far? I know you've heard this song.
Yeah. I mean, aside from him being clever, he's just like, he's very honest. And with him specifically, he kind of like goes on these like tangents and he like starts spiraling, but then he puts it all into his music, like where his brain goes and how he spirals. Um, and I think it's so interesting, but it like also makes sense. You know what I mean? When you're reading it.
What do you mean
And
by spiraling? Like, what do you feel like he's spiraling on?
um I don't know if maybe spiraling is not like the correct word for it, but he's very introspective.
Yeah,
Maybe that's the better way of saying it.
I can see that.
But getting that's not getting that if you don't get it how you want. I know that's privilege, but I've been embraced by a community. Cause I'm not doing you, I'm doing me. But I just really hope you see the you and me. Cause if you act cool with your guard up, then you probably out here just balling like hot sauce. I'm in another fucking league. I don't really care what they eat, bro stink. I don't really care what they need. I got them out here acting childish. My mama hope for an engagement. But I've been focused on engagement. This entertainment can't entertain that shit.
I think the crazy thing is too is I think last thing I heard about him was that he made his first album, Professional Rapper. Then he made the TV show Dave, which I
Yep.
thought was amazing.
It was so good.
That he was able to, get one album, bunch of videos online, and then boom, get his TV show. And a lot of people do that. They get TV shows, they get Netflix deals, they get this deal, that deal, and then they flop, right? And or you just don't see much of them. But he came out with a bunch of seasons that were just incredible. It made you go through several emotions in one episode,
Yep.
which
And,
were
yeah.
like a
His-
roller coaster of amazing writing.
Cause yeah, he's such a funny guy and he has great comedic timing. But even with that sprinkled in, some of the episodes are just so sad and they
Mhm.
make you like really emotional. It was just so well done, and he had so many awesome cameos throughout the seasons too, and just celebrities that he was able to get on there. It's like, how is he doing this?
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
I felt like very, I don't know him, but I felt like very proud of him. Like when he was
Really proud.
Yeah.
I hate doing karaoke, but I love doing festival. My G, I'll try to be the GOAT before I try a vegetable. My G, 2 times out of 10 I might get a centerfold, but I ain't looking for a GG. Flowing with the rap like I get it off the tap, I ain't out here looking for a Fiji. Yeah, I've been out of bounds with it ever since I stepped in. Had a smile at the intervention. Back in Maui, I could feel the tension. Head down, working night tensions. That's how it goes with intentions. I'm pessimistic that I'm losing something, but I'm optimistic we can get wins. Icons telling me I'm reinventing genres. Meanwhile, a hipster in pajamas, sleepwalking through another blog post. Groundbreaking every time I step out.
I like that too. Icons telling me I'm reinventing genres. Meanwhile, a hipster in pajamas, sleepwalking through another blog post. It almost sounds like that's a dig at these hipsters that are putting up blog posts about how shitty he is or how like he's nothing. Like, so that's what it sounds. That's what it sounds like to me. That's why I interpret it. Was he's saying like these icons, whether they're in music and rap. I mean, he had Brad Pitt on this fucking show.
Yeah.
Whoever they are, they're telling him good things, but then you've got these online people who are just phoning it in.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like essentially just saying like, you don't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, no one took it. I just stepped out. Not a chef cooking. Are you fed now? We'll see who's hungry in the end. I gotta be.
So good.
Yeah. All right. Well, I already shared my rating of that song because I know how much I like it. What do you think?
That song is
It's a never skip for me.
it's up there. It's a 4.5 for me just because I'm hesitant to give it a perfect rating.
Fair.
But it's so good.
The thing is, I know I like a lot of his music. I just don't know what I like more than that song from him. If we listen to other songs from him, like again, Save That Money, his whole first album, great, a bunch of great songs. This album, a bunch of great songs. I just don't know what I've listened to more than this song.
Gotcha.
Save That Money is probably the next in line for what I've listened to most.
Yeah, so I've listened to Save That Money more than anything. We've listened to Pillow Talking a lot.
Yeah.
I listen to Molly a lot too.
That's
one
another
I
good one.
listen
Yeah.
to.
I'll put it at 4.75 just because, like you said, scared to give it a true 5, but it's up there.
Yeah.
There you go. Just put it in my Google Docs or Sheets so that way I can save it for later.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't save. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me put that on. Next time, maybe you have to choose a song that you really like, so that way I'm not just being selfish and hogging the ending. But
Sounds good.
I do like that we can end with something that at least one of us really likes, or both of us this time.
Yeah.
Because if I would have ended with that Will Smith song, I wouldn't have been as happy. I'm glad I ended with this song here.
Agreed. Who knows? Maybe by the time we get to the last track on that album, we'll be like 5 out of 5.
This is the best. Yeah. you'd have to do some really hard work to make up for all the bad tracks on that album.
Yeah.
Because right now for that album, I've got 0.5, 0.5, 1, and 1.5. So we are progressive. We are getting more star and a half.
We're trending upwards, yeah.
But it still hasn't been amazing.
Yeah.
Who knows? Time will tell. Maybe it could change. Cool. What else you got for me before we get out of here?
I don't have anything else because if I yawn one more time, I'm going to spontaneously combust.
Close your eyes real quick.
Okay.
I want to try something.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it yet.
I'm scared.
No, don't worry about it. It's not going to be bad. Can you, with your eyes closed, can you pretend to yawn? Not yet, but like if I would give you a countdown, could you do it?
Yeah.
I'm going to do 3, 2, 1, and then you want to do a 1 or you want to do a go? 3, 2, 1, go. Which one do you want?
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so on go, you'll pretend yawn for a few seconds, okay?
Okay. Do my
Ready?
eyes stay closed?
Stay closed.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Okay.
That was perfect. All right. Thanks.
Okay,
See you around sometime.
See you around.